All right. So it's daytime, as you can tell. This is like the first video that I record while there's still other cars parked in this lot. Usually, yeah, I've only really recorded these videos at nighttime, but today I was kind of just in my room all day, not really doing much, scrolling through social media, and it got to the point where I was like, all right, I need to get up and do something. Um, and so I feel like this video, I want to talk about purpose. And I feel like just the kind of day that I've been having today, talking about purpose is actually going to, I feel like it should come naturally in this video. I haven't struggled in the sense of at least like coming out and recording a video and being like, nah, because the thing is, there's a point that I really want to, I can't stress enough, you know? And when it comes to doing something, it shouldn't feel like you're necessarily trying to perfect it, you know? Especially when you're beginning a new project or when you're beginning a mission or something like that. It can be very easy to fall into the trap of like, oh, but I want to do it perfect. I want to do this perfectly. And so then you start to doubt yourself and you're like, well, I can't do this perfectly. I don't have a million people right now watching me. It's not like I've built this, you know, but the kind of energy that you have to allow in is really the energy of knowing that this is only just the first step. You know, this is only just the first step in the direction of where you're heading. And wherever you're heading, I mean, everybody has their own unique purpose. You know, everyone has their own unique skill sets. Everyone has their own unique something within them that separates them from everybody else. And for me, I've always sort of have known that I want to pursue just something in terms of, I guess you can call it content creating, but it's not so much that I'm creating content. I'm just really just speaking. Oh, there's someone walking with like a little dog on a leash. This is I'm gonna be distracted a lot by my surroundings in this video for sure because there's just gonna be a lot of life going on around. This isn't the biggest parking lot for a nature preserve. There's one nature preserve that's like around like 20 minutes from where I live, and that parking lot is massive. This one is like a very small lot, but there's still a lot of cars parked around me. I think you can even see, yeah, you can see to my left that there's a video, not a video. In the video, it's gonna look like it's to my right, or at least to the right of your screen, but it's to my left. There's a car parked. There's one there, and there's a few more parked along to my right, and there's a couple in front of me. So yeah, I apologize if I steer off the direction of like what I'm trying to talk about in this video. It's just 'cause there's life going on around, and that's a beautiful thing. But in terms of purpose, there's a lot. I honestly, like in terms of these videos, I'm going to be rambling on, but eventually I know that I'll get the words out. You know, especially on YouTube, I feel like these long formatted videos, unless you're editing them, um, you're really just kind of rambling. But there is something to be said. There is something that I want to point to that I feel like is a deeper truth, I guess you could say. But anyways, the point is, in terms of purpose, you know, for me, in like a decade ago when I was in high school, when I was just like 15, 14, 16, 17, you know, all those years in high school, um, I would see other people, other students, other people that I would talk to, or other people that I would know of, and you know, they all sort of seemed to have an idea of what they wanted to do after high school, what it was that they wanted to do, in terms of I want to go and major this in college or at a university. You know, I want to major being a nurse or major being a historian or you know, whatever it may be. I want to become a doctor. And for me, as a kid, I would hear other people talk about what they wanted to do, and I never really had an answer for what it was that I wanted to do. I didn't really know what it was that I'd become. I would just do things, you know. Um, when I was a kid, I liked seeing other people on YouTube, whether it be recording videos and recording videos of them like with their webcam on and just playing video games. I really liked that. I liked the audience that people got from these kinds of videos, and I liked seeing what people would say in the comments. I would like to see the interaction that people would have when they would, the total number of thumbs up that they would get in a video. I never really paid attention to like views per se, especially because I mean it's I'm sure that as a creator of videos, that person themselves would pay attention to like views and stuff. But I really did like seeing the sort of interactions that they would get, what people were saying, the thumbs up, and just overall, it was something that I was attracted to. Having an audience was something that I thought was really beautiful because that's really inspiring, I guess I could say. Like when you have people that watch your stuff, it's inspiring because it feels like, okay, what I'm putting out there is really just something that people could see, and maybe they can, maybe they've had a long day of work, and they're coming back home and now they're just putting up a video of mine and they're like, oh, this is fun, or this is nice to listen to, or I want to go play that game that person is playing, and have fun with my friends and things like that. So the point, not the point is, but to go back to me talking about my past, as a kid, I would create YouTube videos of me playing Minecraft, and it was a fun time, I must admit. I was like in a server with other people that would also create YouTube videos of them in the server, creating like their homes and mining for stuff and whatnot. The things that you could do in Minecraft. Great game. Honestly, like the soundtrack in Minecraft is beautiful. I still listen to it to this day, and I still feel like in some ways it inspires me to go out and create something. Even before I started these videos, I was listening to, I think it's C4112 or no, I forget the exact name of the artist, but it's the piano songs from Minecraft, and piano songs have always been something that's been like really appealing to me. But whatever, the point is, I would create these YouTube videos of me just playing video games, and then eventually I moved on to Twitch to live stream me playing video games, and I never built a massive following or even whatever, but there was some people that would actually visit, some people that I've never met, and they would come back consistently, and even just that for me was something that felt very fulfilling. It was like, wow, there's actually people out there that would even care to just stop by for a few minutes or stay like for a long time with the stream and just watch me do these things. And so the point is that these videos that I'm doing now, they do feel like they're tied into a purpose of mine, and everybody really can create. And let me rephrase that: everybody is a creator. Everybody's a creator of their experiences, and I think that when it comes for me to create something that I think is beautiful, I think one of the most beautiful. I was literally in these woods that you see in my background. I was walking not that long ago, maybe like a month ago, and it just really struck me hard, and I started to cry, just thinking that something that I could say or something that I could write would impact so many people. Even just one person, I think is incredible to think that something that I could say or something that I can create would impact somebody so deeply, so much so that they now feel encouraged to go out and do something for themselves. And again, there was something that I mentioned in the video the other day where I was saying that something that you do for yourself is something that you also do for others, right? So I kind of want to touch on that. And when you work on yourself, when you work on something that you feel like is improving yourself and something that you feel like you genuinely love, those things right there, they go a long way. And sometimes it's hard to realize that, but genuinely when you go out of, when you put yourself out of your own way, because a lot of the things that happen, and I'm going to tie all of this back into purpose, but somehow I'll do it. Again, I'm just going to be rambling, but when you really work on your craft, when you really work on yourself, when you really bring focus inward, and you work on yourself by just simply creating something, working on the things that you love, and that's so different for everybody. For me, what I can say is, I like to meditate. I picked up meditating probably around at this point, it's going to be 2 years ago. So when I'm having, it's really a practice that I like to do every day. But it's sometimes difficult to get out of my own way to do that, because I'll convince myself that it's like, I don't really need to do it right now. I don't feel like it. I don't want to do it. It can be very difficult to go out and do something you want to do when your mind is kind of going against it, you know. But when you're able to put that aside, when you're able to put your own thoughts aside, and go out and do something, and not necessarily go out, but what I mean by go out is when you go and do that, whatever that means to you, you start to take care of yourself, and you treat yourself to these nice activities that you really love. You'll notice how life, it just starts to form into something just more beautiful, probably more beautiful than you ever anticipated. And when you do those things for yourself, you know, other people are going to see that. Not necessarily maybe can they tell through what you're saying, but just energy wise, people around you are going to see a happier person. And when they see a happier person, maybe not everybody, but maybe not all the time, but when you reflect a beautiful light onto somebody else, that makes their day. I know it's not, I know maybe a lot of us, a lot of people think others are very selfish, right? And they only think about themselves sometimes. But you best believe anybody out there can read at least slightly of what kind of person you are. That's just naturally built into us. It is. It's naturally built onto us to read somewhat of other people's energies. And when someone else is picking up a beautiful energy, whether they realize it or not, and it doesn't necessarily have to happen right at that moment. It could be later on to the day while they're reflecting. They'll suddenly feel, and it may not happen this way exactly, but for me, I certainly, there's videos that I've watched out there. And the thing is, when it comes to picking up something, right? So when you read a book, or when you watch a video, or you read, someone tells you something, it may not hit at that exact very moment, you know. For me, I've certainly realized that there are a lot of the videos that I've watched will say something, and I'll be like, okay, I think I understand it. But you really don't understand it until you get to experience that yourself. And then maybe you can be like, oh, so that's what that was pointing to. I think I get it now. That has happened to me a few times recently, where, sorry, there are some videos that I've watched that will talk about something spiritual, something like a heartbreak, something around purpose, or whatever it may be. I watch different videos that talk on these topics because it's just something that I feel like I'm naturally kind of drawn into. And sometimes it really feels like these videos just find me. It's not like I'm necessarily, there's a few channels that I followed for months now, that I can't recall how I even found them. They just appeared. And just because of who I am inside in my nature, I was drawn to just watching these videos. And I mean, you could say that the algorithm brought them to me somehow, some way. Maybe I searched up some keywords or something like that. Maybe that is the case. But life is very mysterious. It will toss certain things at you when you least expect it. There's another person walking with a bigger dog over here. What a little cutie. I can tell it's definitely an older dog. The dog looks very wise. But yeah, so the point is, in terms of purpose, there was so many years, and especially in high school, where I didn't feel like I knew my purpose at all as to why I'm even here, what I'm supposed to do, what am I supposed to say. There's another person walking by with a nice dog. I don't know. I didn't know what I was really supposed to do with my life, And later on in these videos, I definitely want to talk about why I dropped out of college, why I didn't continue to pursue a degree, and what that really looks like in my life. And I don't necessarily say that I can project where I'll be in life. I don't think dropping out of college will ever mean that you will 1000% without a doubt become a failure in life. It may be difficult to foresee where you'll go after that. I think you might see. No, never mind. This person was walking past my car. I thought maybe you would have seen them in the background, and that'd be a little awkward. But whatever. The point is that there were so many years, especially while I was in high school, where I didn't know where I was going to go. And even to this day, even recording these videos, I don't know where these videos will go. I would sure hope that these videos will have some sort of impact and leave an impact in somebody's life when they need it. Right now, even though I'm not seeing any engagement, it's not discouraging me from continuing to record these videos, because there's still a part of me. Not actually, scratch that. When I'm done recording these videos, I end up rewatching them, and I actually have a smile on my face as I watch these, because I can't even put words to it. Something in me just genuinely enjoys seeing me do this. After I recorded my first video, which I didn't think I'd ever be able to do, I just couldn't help but smile. Like, I came back home and my mom was like, "So how'd it go?" And I just immediately just responded with like a smile on my face that I just couldn't take off. Like, I had no control whether I wanted to smile or not. It just happened. Um, so in terms of purpose, that's really how it'll come up in your life. You know, um, if it's something that you do and you can't simply help but find yourself smiling, and that's just one of thousands of ways that it can appear. You know, I can't speak to everything. You know, it's quite difficult. And again, I would only really ever want to speak from experience. But just in terms of how purpose kind of showed up for me was, you know, I doubted myself heavily. I didn't know if I could do this. I didn't know if I wanted to do this. I didn't know anything. But after having conversations with friends, ironically having a conversation with ChatGPT, I couldn't help but realize that this is something that I couldn't not do. If I didn't come out here and do this truly, I'd fear that when I reach my end of this lifetime, I would go out a sad, broken man, because I didn't pursue something that I feel like I wanted to pursue. And whether I see the fruits of this labor, which is an interesting way to put that, but you know, like, if these videos go out and they never ever reach 100 views, 1,000 views, a couple thousand, you know, 100,000 views, whatever number I can put out there, I'll still feel like me coming out here and recording these videos is something I needed to have done, because at least I'll have known that, okay, even if this didn't go anywhere, it was still worth a shot. I still got to go out here and do something, and I still at least got to burn away the desire of wanting to do it. And honestly, in terms of pursuing your dreams, in terms of pursuing a career, in terms of pursuing anything that you feel like you want to pursue, you know, someone told me before that I need to pursue this relentlessly. And that's what I would advise you to do in terms of what you feel like your purpose is. And even if you don't know what your purpose is, you best believe that you are here for a reason. You are definitely here for a reason. You wouldn't have come to this earth without a reason. And I seriously do believe that. And I know, trust me, these words are coming from somebody who spent so many years just not knowing, simply just not knowing what I would become, who I'd be, why I'm even here. And I still don't have the answers to those questions, but you best believe me coming out here and recording these videos is at least me giving it my best efforts to try to do something, to try to create something. And I think that's what it really boils down to. You know, if you don't know what your purpose is, that's okay. That's completely okay, because at some point in your lifetime, it'll come up where you feel like you can't ignore something. It'll feel like you can't help yourself but go out and do it. And I know that there's going to be doubts in yourself, because there are surely there's so many doubts that come up in my mind when I come out and record these videos. I'm like, is this even going to reach anybody? Is this ever going to do anything? Does this even matter? But all of that stuff kind of just fades away when I actually come out here and do it, because it's like, okay, I'm doing it. No need for me to give so much energy towards the doubts that come in my thoughts. I'm actually out here doing it. And that's always going to just defeat those doubts that come in your mind. And over time, those doubts will kind of just fade away, because you're not giving any energy towards them. So, yeah, like I said, it's completely okay to not know what your purpose is. I spent so many years not knowing anything close to what my purpose is. And even me recording these videos, I don't necessarily think that I'm still on the path. Maybe I am. maybe I am, because it does feel pretty good to record these videos after I'm done recording them and I watch them again. I'm like, I like that I'm doing this. Like I said, when I came back home after the first night of me ever recording a video, and my mom asked me how it went, I couldn't help but smile, and that's simply the truth. I couldn't help but smile. Um, so it feels like I found something, and over time, I hope that these videos impact someone, impact people. Um, but as of right now, I think the best thing that's happening is that these videos are really positively impacting me, because I feel like I've given myself an outlet to be able to just say what I want to say. And a lot of the times it may come across as me just kind of yapping, me just rambling, me just speaking um, out of my butt. But it really is, it does feel like a good thing. And I have so many cars around me. It's not that there's so many people, but even while these people are here living their lives, doing their own thing, I'm over here doing my own thing as well. And it doesn't feel like I'm ashamed of doing this. Like, it genuinely feels like a good thing. And so that's what it'll probably feel like when you find your purpose. You can't help yourself but just want to do it. And again, there's going to be those doubts in your head that may shut down um, your wanting of doing the things that you feel like doing. But all it really takes is just that one first step. When you take that first step in that direction of what you feel like you're fulfilling is of a purpose, then you'll know that it makes you feel really good. It really does. It made me feel really good. So I assure you that it'll make you feel really good too. Um, I hope that this. Hold up. I always want to make sure that this is still recording. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, this is now my longest video having recorded. It's like 21 minutes in. Um, I think, again, I'm gonna any topic that I discuss in these videos, I want to revisit some way or another. I don't think I'll ever perfectly. I don't think I'll ever perfectly um, say something I want to say. But this is just the beginning. You know, this is simply just the beginning, and I can't. You're gonna see somebody walk in the background. Oh no, I simply just can't help myself, but like, just want to come out here and do these videos, whether they reach somebody or not. I'm sure that maybe down the timeline of someone's life, they'll come across these videos and be like, oh, you know what? I think he's right. Let me go out there and do something. And that go out there and do something, I want to be able to connect that to the outro that I've said that I want for these videos, where it's me saying, now go enjoy your life, you know? And I really do mean that. As I said the word life, I looked outward because I didn't even do that purposely, but I think that's a beautiful thing. So seriously, go enjoy your life. Go do things that make you feel alive. Go do things that make you feel like you're fulfilling a purpose of some sort. And those purposes, your purpose is going to show up in different ways than other people's purposes. I don't think when I was in high school and I would see other people do different things and say that they want to go do this after high school and pursue this career and things like that, I would think like, dang, I don't know what it is I'm going to do. I don't know what's going to come of my life. And I think that was just me saying those things out of just, I guess, just being worried that these people had ideas of what they wanted to do and I had no idea what I wanted to do. But that's okay, Again, I'm gonna want to record a video eventually of me talking about why I left, why I decided not to go to college. I kind of already touched upon it a little bit, but we'll get there. But yeah, I think that's it. I don't want to reach like 30 minutes. I think that's too long. So please do go out there and enjoy your life. Seriously, like I really do mean that. There's so many things that you know that you could do, and whether you feel that way now or not, I'm sure that something will arise in you. You just have to get out of your own way, and that's the first step. Really, just go out and enjoy your life, whatever that means to you. Go do it. Okay, that's it.